How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and we are back with our Vancouver Canucks franchise mode, and I'm excited to get into the start of year number 2, boys. If you guys don't remember the last offseason video, we had a very, very good offseason, acquired some very big pieces, guys like Evander Kane, and on defense, we got a defenseman, Josh Manson here. Those are two huge pieces, plus we got some pretty good growth and development from within the system, like Besser's already up to an 80. Arturi Lekkonen's up to an 80 as well. Nikolai Goldobin's up to an 81. This team, I didn't think we were going to have this kind of team in year number 2. I thought it was still going to be rough. And I did see one of you guys say that I should send down Boucher and call up Virtanen. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. Just because I think Virtanen, I'd like to get him to grow because he's still pretty young, but he's listed as a 4th line forward, so I can definitely get him to grow. And hopefully I don't stunt Boucher, though. Because he is listed as a 3rd line scoring forward, so I got to make sure I watch out for that as well. I don't piss him off. I mean, Gauntz could be somebody. I mean, I think I'd rather trade away Gauntz and keep Boucher. Boucher's on a. I mean, it's not the contract that I'm really worried about. But he's 24. He's 25. He's almost an 80 already. Gauntz is not really that high, but he's got that high bottom 6 potential. He is a two-way forward, but, Boucher doesn't lack in the defensive category at all. So maybe we should have can Virtanen take faceoffs? He can't, so we might be missing that bottom line center. Wait, is there? I feel like there's a center playing wing up here. No, I must be just going insane. All right, so maybe I just send Gauntz down, keep Boucher, and then put like Virtanen in the middle there. Just because I want to get Virtanen playing. He's a power forward. He's 77 already, and he's only 22. And I mean, I'd rather send down a guy like what the hell is his name? I just forgot his name already. Gauntz. Yeah, I'd rather send him down because we've got plenty of forward depth now, I think, and maybe he could be somebody that gets called up when somebody gets injured. So I'd rather have him down there getting playing time and maybe developing into somebody that I can't really keep down there in the minors anymore. Like, I have to call him up. Also, another guy I wanted to touch on is Jonathan Delaine here. 20 years of age, top 6 forward medium, and he's 73 already, so he should be a guy for the future. He should be ready probably by next year to fill in on this bottom line, and then we might have to make a decision with some of these guys up here. I know we signed Bertschy, Granlund, Nikolai Goldobin for 2, Kane for 4 at 5. Kane for 4 at 5 I think is a great deal. You got Thomas Vanek, Thomas Vanek will be leaving at the end of the season, which will be opening up a spot. So there will be at least one spot there. Maybe is Gagne leaving? No, he's still got 2 more years. He could be somebody we look to move at the draft. But there we go. And then our defensive prospects, we have Hutton and Goodbranson, Moore and Manson. I like that. Hutton, Goodbranson, Moore, Manson, Delzato, and then we need to find somebody whose last name is S-O-N so that our right defensemen all rhyme. Just kidding. We have Delzato and Stetcher. But look at that. Hutton, Goodbranson, Moore, Manson, Delzato, and Johansson. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm getting on such a weird tangent. And then our goaltenders are Thatcher Demko, who's grown quite well, 22-80 already, so he should be the starter by the end of the season. And, we still have Markstrom there, so there will be a changing the guard coming soon. But you know what? Here's this nice button. It says Sim to regular season. I'm going to go ahead and test that out because that was updated in the last patch. But yeah, I think it's a welcome addition, especially since it can save me a lot of time here. I just have to hit it, and the scout is done with his scouting assignment. So let's go ahead and scout. I think I want to scout some defensemen. I think that's what I might want to target in this draft. I think we took forward this past year in the first round, our first overall pick. And, alright, so there we go. We are all set there. And, yeah, so the Sim to regular season button. Alright, so some players still want to meet with me. That's fine. Bo Horvat is... Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to do demanding, and he responds well to a firm approach, so I'm glad. Because his morale was down, but now it's at neutral. And there we go. We are at the regular season here, guys. So let's go ahead, get through the first month, and see how this team performs. I'm really excited to see how the simulation works with a much better team. Because last year, we knew we had some top-end players, but that really helped push our team over the edge, I think, was guys like Yager and Vanek and Horvat being on that first line. So now that we got some depth to help them out, let's see how we start the season. And we're 2-1 to start the season, an overtime win against the Rangers. It's a good year for rookies. I like to see that there's a little bit more depth in year number 2 in the draft, so that's awesome. We lose our home opener, but that's okay. And then now we're 2-2. All right. I'm not expecting too much. I'm expecting us to make the playoffs. That is my goal, boys, is to make the playoffs this year. But I guess we'll have to reassess around January 1st. Now let's go ahead defenseman for 1 month. And that's actually nice to see that there's a lot of prospects still. And there we go. We just rattled off a 3-game winning streak. VC for a second and a fourth. How good is VC? Let's see, player info. Is he not signed to a contract? He's a restricted free agent, so they'd be trading me his rights. He's 82 overall, left wing. That's really good, but he doesn't really have a lot of room to grow, I don't think. And I want to give our younger players time. It's not time for me to make this kind of trade here, guys. Oh, look, there's now a line for the cap floor, so that's kind of nice. Now I can know when I trade away and trade under the cap floor, which hopefully shouldn't happen again. But guys like VC, these are the kind of guys you could trade for maybe next year. Maybe next year's if we don't make the playoffs this year, this is the kind of trade I do. But I'm not looking to give away my second and my fourth for VC. I know it looks like a good trade, but I want to hang on and build this roster organically through the draft. I don't want to necessarily acquire everybody via trade. And so far, that mentality seems to be working out pretty well. Troy Stecher has a mild concussion, so we're going to go ahead and call up probably Jordan Subban from the minors. Let's go ahead and go defenseman here. And yep, it is Subban, a 76 overall, so he's not too terrible. We'll go ahead and edit lines. I think I just hit best lines and it'll be fine. Let's see who they put at that. Yeah, everything is the same. So best lines down here in the AHL, and then flip Gaunts for Dorsett. Dorsett's not happy because he's down in the minors, but wow, he's killing it in the minors. I'll give him that. Oh wait, he's actually happy because he's the captain of the Utica Comets, so he's really excited about that role. And that might be Jordan Subban who wants to meet with me. Oh, Kane, Subban, and Stecher all want to meet. All right, I guess Evander Kane is having a good start the season. The NHL feels great. I think you have what it takes to stick up here. Beautiful. I'm getting pretty good. I don't like to complain, but my ice time. You're listed as a top 6 defenseman. You are playing top 6 minutes, so I don't know why he's complaining too much. But we'll just go demanding there. And there we go. So I'm managing the locker room quite well so far, boys. And 8-3 to start the season. Now, I don't want to get too hyped because we can always fall into a slump in the month of November or December. But Sven Baertschi having a great season so far for us. We're in second place in the division there, guys. But let's go ahead, check out who is actually, Baertschi, we know he's playing great for us. And then, okay, so Eichel, wow. He's on that second line too, isn't he? Man, that second line must be clicking with Granlund. And I think who's the right wing on the second line? I can't quite remember. It'll hit me as soon as I see his name. Nikolai Goldobin, yes. But so far, Kane, Granlund, yeah, there's Granlund. Playing with Baertschi, Granlund and Baertschi must have great chemistry together. I guess they just play well together. So then we got Horvat and Kane, and then Vanek up there as well. Vanek's a minus, so is Kane, and Horvat is even. Nikolai Goldobin, then Hutton and Stecher. Wow, Hutton's actually having a really good year, and Stecher had 4 points in 10 games already, so he was getting a lot of points for us too. Besser, I think he's playing on that fourth line even, and he's getting 4 points. Louis Eriksson, God, that contract is just brutal, guys. That is going to be so tough to just have to sit there and just swallow that kind of contract. I cannot wait till he's at, maybe a few years left. So let's go ahead and get to ignore. And no, I'm going to ignore Louis Eriksson at this point. Hopefully he just had a slow start to the month. So let's go ahead, simulate the month of November here. And then we'll see how it's going. Because so far, so good. And there's another win. Wow, guys. This team is playing quite well. Now we play Toronto, who's actually a very good team. And Stetcher's available to play in the next game. So we're going to send Subban down and put Stecher in. Even though he might be a little bit hurt, he's been playing quite well. And apparently Subban's playing quite well for us, too. Actually, I'm curious. I want to see what kind of points he's getting for us in those couple games he's been up here. He's a +3, so he hasn't scored or gotten an assist. He hasn't gotten on the stat sheet, but he is +3 in the few games he's been up here, so he hasn't hurt the team, really. But it's not like he's done a ton to help the team, although you don't know if his contribution's one that doesn't register on the stat sheet. So let's go ahead and put Gaunts up there. Beautiful. Is there anybody else down here that should be playing more than they are? No, it doesn't look like it. And anybody scratched? Wait, where's what's-his-face? Elias Peterson. Yeah, no, he needs to be playing. That's right. Why is Labatt... Oh, my God. LeBate, excuse me, Labatt. Why is LeBate playing? I'd much rather have Elias Peterson playing. There we go. I'll put him in there. Beautiful. He'll be playing some fourth line AHL minutes just to get himself started, get himself an AHL, under his belt. And there's our first shootout loss. So that's still a point, though, guys. I will take it. And then a solid 1-0 win against the Anaheim Ducks, followed up by a not so solid 5-2 loss. There's 2 losses in a row. Let's not make this a trend, boys. Come on, we can beat Buffalo. They're not that good. Jake Virtanen's got a sore knee, and now it's time to call up Gaunce, I think, in the system. Although Burmistrov is playing pretty well. Gaunce is listed as a fourth-line forward, though, so I'm going to go ahead and call him up. And he can be the one to replace. He can be the one to replace down there, on the fourth line. And then I got to do this again. They put LeBate in there. I don't know why they wouldn't play Elias Peterson, but that's okay. I'll put Peterson in myself. And then we'll go ahead and keep up the simulation. And there's a 4-0 loss to Buffalo. So it's becoming a trend. There's 3 straight losses. I hope we're not regressing to the mean. 10-6-1. Thomas Vanek has now been injured with a sore shoulder. God damn, boys. This is not what I wanted to see. We'll call up Burmistrov right now. Ulevi down here playing quite well, I think. So we'll hit best lines, and we should be all set. There we go. A 3-2 win. I'll take it. I'll definitely take getting off the schneid. And then we followed up with a loss, and that's a brutal loss to the Kings. You know what? Multiple players are eligible to be dressed. Who else got hurt? Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was Virtanen and Vanek. So I'm going to wait until they're both 100% healthy here. Stop the sim. Vanek recovered from an injury, and did Virtanen recover from an injury. So we got 2 more games to play with those guys, then we'll go ahead and check out the stats. Berchi slowing down a little bit, not as hot, but he's still point per game, so that is fantastic. But we still got 2 more games before I can really start looking at it. So let's go ahead, best lines it here. Burmistrov, Virtanen. Who did they scratch? They scratched Gaunce and Boucher. And I mean, Burmistrov is not a terrible addition. Actually, he's a minus. Jesus, Virtanen's a -5. Are you kidding me? Scratch Gaunce was a -1, and Boucher was a -5. So our bottom line is not getting the job done. That's what it's looking like. The combination of those guys, nothing seems to be working anyway. Gaunce, send him down and send Burmistrov down. That leaves us with 18 skaters in the NHL. And we'll go ahead and best lines it. And that should put them... Yeah, no, wait. that should... Actually, no, it doesn't put them in up here. That's okay. We'll put in Elias Peterson again for LeBate. There we go. And we should be all set to go for the last bit of this month here, guys. And then we'll check out the stats. We'll check out the standings. And then we'll see, we'll go one more month. And then we'll see what this team really, what's it going to be like? Well, how is this team going to do? What should we do? And then I'm going to look at contract extensions midway through the season as well. This game against Pittsburgh is a huge one, and it's a solid 2-0 victory. That is huge. That is a very, very clutch win. And Vanek now has a fucking hit pointer. That's wonderful. Let's go. Come on. More injuries. Bring them on. That's just what I want to see. That's so much fun to just... Thanks, EA Sports, because this is so much fun for me to just keep hitting best lines. And so much fun for you guys to watch, too. I know I can turn the slider down, but, man, I just don't want them to go away. I don't want the injuries to go... I kind of want them on because they do play a difference in what the season holds for us. So... And there we go. It is now December 1st, and we won in a shootout, so we're 14-8-1, a very solid, start to the season. In the first 23 games, we've got 29 points, and we're tied for third. But on tiebreakers, we have third place in the division. I will take it to... Wow, the San Jose Sharks, I don't know what they did in the offseason, but whatever it seems to be, it's working. And then Berchi now, 23 games played, 21 points, so... He was a monster. He was an even player on the team last year. And Horvat's actually tied, but he's even. He doesn't have as many goals, but he's got just as many. He's got more assists. I mean, obviously, when you have one less goal, you're gonna have one more assist if you get the same amount of points. Evander Kane then not playing too poorly. Thomas Vanek missing a couple games, probably not great for him, but 15 points in 20 games is good enough for fourth on the team. Then Granlund, Gagne, Goldobin, that's not bad there. Hutton here leading the defenseman in points, then Besser, then Del Zotto's actually leading the team, second defenseman in points. Then Louis Eriksson, 7 points in 23 games, so that's reasonable. I just got to make sure I find enough depth and guys who are on cheaper contracts until his contract is gone. But there we go, guys, the standings, there they are. And so we're actually 2 points out of 6th place in the division. 2 points out of second. So second to sixth is a range of 4 points. But let's go ahead here and get up to January 1st, and then we'll go look at the contract extensions, what people want, and you guys can go ahead and let me know. 3-2 win, there we go, after a 4-0 loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs. A 2-1 loss against the Blue Jackets. 4-3 loss against the Bolts. 7-2 loss against the Predators. God, come on, guys. What happened to that team that was playing in the first bit of the... Thomas Vanek wasn't playing. I think once this when this team is fully healthy, we're good enough to contend for the playoffs. But if we get some injuries to our top-end players like we've been seeing, I think this team all of a sudden starts to fall off to wild card, maybe not even wild card, maybe 6th, 7th in the division. So, those are always the possibilities. But I want this team, hopefully we can stay for the majority of the season healthy. Let's get Stewart out of there, and we'll go ahead and put in Elias Peterson. I don't know why, they just won't play him. They refuse to play Elias Peterson down in the AHL. Maybe I shouldn't have signed him. Oh, my God. You know what, guys? I'm going to go right now, and I'm going to turn down injuries because this is really starting to piss me off. I did turn him down, but now every single week we have an injury. Now I got to call Burmistrov back up, messing with his morale again. So many injuries. It's unreal, guys. So let me go ahead and best lines it up here in the AHL, or in the NHL. Best lines it down. Oh, my God. Best lines it down in the AHL. Wasey Hamilton, I don't know why you're even playing because you're a scrub. I want Elias Peterson playing because he's the future. And, oh, wait. Do not... Oh, phew. I was going to say, if we get another injury, I'm going to start to be a little bit upset. But I'm going to go turn down the injury slider, guys. I'm sorry it took me so long. But, yeah. That was... I was trying to keep him on high enough where it was actually matter. But injuries are happening way too frequently. So I'm going to turn him down to 10. I think 10 should be a good number. I mean, I was at like 8 last season, or in NHL 17. I think it was 8, 9, or 10. I was in that range. So hopefully that'll be a better range about injuries. So it looks like Evander Kane has now overtaken Baertschi for the lead as far as points are concerned. So let's go ahead here, get back up the next 2 weeks. We might have to do a little bit of scouting here on the 16th. That's what I thought. What have we scouted so far? The Dub, the WHL, and then the OHL here. Let's go ahead and scout defenseman from the OHL. Nikolai Goldobin's available to play again. So let's go ahead and send Burmistrov back down because, we're just screwing with this guy's emotions. One day he's in Utica, one day he's in Vancouver, but it doesn't matter. They get there instantly. Look, boom, he's already in Utica. Wow, that was so fast. What a plane ride. Let's go ahead and best lines it up here. Then down in the AHL, I want him playing, so best lines it. I'll take Labate off, I think. Yeah, Labate, I'll take him off the ice, and we'll put in Elias Peterson. Oh, wait, is Elias Peterson actually playing? Yes, they do. He's now a 70 overall, so they have him playing right wing up there. He's got 7 points. Good God, he hasn't gotten a lot of ice time, but he's certainly, wow, he's going to be a good player, guys. I am excited to see what he becomes. Here we go, back-to-back wins. Can we make it 3 straight wins? And we can't, but it's a close loss. I'll accept that. I would have liked a point, and there's 2 losses. I cannot take 3 losses in a row, guys. Come on. Let's finish the month with 2 wins. Let's go. A shootout win. I'll take a win any way I can get it. Come on, let's get a point out of Minnesota, and we don't even get a point. 18-16-1. Pretty similar record to the Ottawa Senators there. But that is January 1st of 2019, guys. So let's go ahead. Check out the stats. Looks like Evander Kane is leading the team in points with 31. He's got 15 goals, 16 assists, so the free agent signing is paying off. And we have fallen to the second last place in our division, but only out of the playoffs by 3 points. So by no way, shape, or form are we completely out of it. I'd be a little bit worried if I was Calgary at this point. But look at that, guys. We got 5 games in hand on the Coyotes. We got 3 games in hand on Vegas, 2 games in hand on the Kings, 3 games in hand on the Oilers, and then 4 games in hand. So that's 8 points, essentially. We could get 8 more points, and we could definitely be up there and take the wild card spot. But let's go ahead and check out player points here, guys. Like I said, Kane is leading the team in points now. Bo Horvat right behind him. Then Sven Baertschi. So he slowed down a little bit, but that's still okay. 27 points is not bad. Evander Kane, it's nice to see that he's almost a point per game. Granlund, then Vanek. Although Vanek's been hurt, so he's close to point per game, too. Nikolai Goldobin, a point every other game. Same thing with Louis Eriksson, who seems to have stepped it up here towards the second half of the simulation, the December. maybe into November, into December. Gagne, then Hutton's still doing well as far as defenseman is concerned. Besser, Virtanen's actually not having a bad season. I'm hoping he gets like 20, maybe 30 points this season. It's definitely doable because he's about, I guess we're a little bit over a third of the way, but he could get 25 points is what I think would be a solid goal for Virtanen. Arturi Lehkonen not really doing too hot this season. I don't know what's getting into him. Reed Boucher, same thing with him. And there we go. These are all the guys that have been up and down. Let's go check out the goalies because I forgot to mention the goalies all this video. And wow, Demko is not having a good season. 318 goal against average, 896 save percentage. Thank God we have Jacob Markstrom still. 918 save percentage, 2.5 goal against average. That's not even great, but it's at least better than what Thatcher Demko is giving us, guys. So now it's time to go see who wants a contract extension, and should I give it to them now during the season? Should we negotiate? Or are these players that should not be around anymore? So let's go ahead and view the contracts here, guys. Also, if you guys think I should acquire somebody, maybe I don't know. You know what? I don't really think I want to acquire anything. I'm going to let this roster play out. But if you guys have any tips or anything that you guys want to see, then we'll go ahead. And then we'll go ahead see wants extension. So Granlund does want an extension here. He wants 1 year at basically 5.5, and if we up that, he wants about $7 million for the years to come. So maybe we just keep signing him to 1 year, $5 million deals. I don't know. Vanek we're probably gonna let go unless he wants something super reasonable. $4 million, probably not looking at that. Vanek, I'm sorry. Hutton here wants like 3 years, 5.2. Maybe I could get him at 3 years, 4.7. Maybe. 2 years maybe is the better deal. 1 year gets him to 26, and we could really reassess what his overall value is. Moore here, we signed him in free agency. 2 years, I guess 1 year, that wouldn't be bad. Besser here wants a new contract. There's his contract, 1 year, $3 million. Okay, so it doesn't look like he's going to grow a ton more, I guess. I don't know. But maybe 1 year, another 1 year deal, maybe get him to accept 2.5, 2.75. Delzato, we're probably going to let walk because we're going to hope Juolevi steps up in that position. Arturi Lehkonen, after a disappointing season, wants $3.5 million. So maybe I can get him to take $3 million for 3 years. Reed Boucher here as well. Wants about, okay, so 2.8. So he wanted a pretty cheap contract during the year. Virtanen, not bad for Virtanen, not at all. So 2 years seems to be the ideal thing. I could give him $1 million for 2 years, see if he accepts it. Dorsett, probably going to let him go. Gauntz as well. Not a bad contract for him. There's 1 year, there's 3 years, so not a lot of variance. McEnemy, nah, that's fine. And then we'll go ahead and check out goalies. Thatcher Demko, what's he going to cost us? $2.5 million. Oh my God. Maybe 1 year is the good amount for Thatcher Demko, or what do you guys think? What do you think Demko's contract should be? Do we go for the 2 year, $3.5 million bridge contract, or do we go for lock him up 5 years at like maybe $5.5 million? I think 5 years, $5.5 million would be the right contract to get Demko on now, because I know, like I've been saying with Horvat, it's a little bit more expensive now. This is almost the exact same thing as the Horvat extension, 5 by 5.5. But it locks him up, even though he's gonna want he probably will want a lot of money. We might have a steal of a contract there if he grows. But there we go, boys. Those are the contract extensions. Those are the stats. That is the first half of season number 2. So far, so good, and a lot of promise looking forward to the rest of the simulation here, boys. But that is where I'm going to leave this one. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.